Hallelujah. All praises, glory, and honor to the Most High. Yahweh Melech La Olam Melech Yisrael. As the Most High King forever, or King of the universe, King of Yisrael. Back at it with another quick inspirational. This right here, you're looking at Psalm, the 119th chapter. And for y'all that don't know, Psalms, the 119th chapter deals with the Alef bet, or what you know today in your English as the alphabet. All right. And what's peculiar about it's 22 sections because it's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, right? And each section has 8 verses in it. Okay, so the Alef is the first letter. There'll be 8 verses. The Bet is the second letter to have 8 verses, right? Now, what's even more peculiar, the beginning of each verse starts with the letter of that section. All these start with an Alef. The first letter in all that is the Alef. Okay, so wherever you see it circled is the beginning of another verse. Okay, so for 8 verses, this is dedicated to the Alef, which is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. All right, then when you get down into the next 8 verses, every word will start with a bet. Bang, bet. Beginning of every verse, should I say, starts with a bet. So every section starts with the letter that it's equivalent to. All right. Every verse of the entire section. So you'll see 8 words that begin with an Alef at the beginning of each verse. Okay. When you get down to the very next section, which is the bet, each verse will start with a word that starts with a bet. Get down to the next section, Gamel. Every beginning of each verse will start with a Gamel, Ga. All right, so we're gonna do the whole entire alphabet. Not today, but right now we're just gonna do this first section, which is the Alef. All right. So all praises once again to the Most High, and honor and glory of His only begotten beloved Son, who's currently sitting at His right hand right now as we speak. Long live the King, Yahoo. Your brother Malachi Maccabee, honor, humility, STL. Sect of the Nazarene, because we messianic to the bone around here. I know you probably just spilled your coffee. And the order we represent is the heavenly order, the priestly order of Melchizedek. Not knocking Aaron and, you know, what he was doing, or the Levitical priesthood for what they were doing for the time allotted to him. But we own the greater and better things, in which Hamashiach Yahushua or Yahushua is the high priest after that order. So it's time for y'all to level up in spirit, level up in these lessons, level up period across the board, because the scriptures is not just what you're reading on the surface level. You understand? These scriptures are beyond deep. So this right is the Hebrew text, okay, from right to the left. And verse 1, Psalm 19, verse 1, it says, Ashrei Tamimei Direk Ha Hakim Batarat Yahara. Next verse, Ashrei Nisrei A Dotiv Bakal Lab Yid Rashuhu. Next verse, Aflo Pa'alu Avla Bid Rakiv Halaku. Next verse, Atha Zawita Piku Deka Lishmor Me'od. Next verse, Akalai Yi Konu Darakiv Lishmor Ku Keka. Next verse, Az Lo Ebush Bahabiti El Ka Mitot Teka. Next verse, Od Ka Bayashor Lebab Balamdi Mishpate Zid Keka. Next verse, At Ku Keka Ashmor Al Ta'az Beni Ad Meod Haloya. And what you're gonna notice about this Psalms 119 is focusing on the commandments, the laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, and ordinances of the Most High. So you can't read through none of this Psalms 119 and leave with the understanding that you don't have to keep Torah, that you don't have to keep the commandments of the Most High. You understand? David, in his infinite wisdom, already knew that you have to keep the commandments of the Most High. You keep them in your heart. You meditate on them day and night. All right. So one more time before we read in English, it says Ashrei Tami made direct Ha Hakim Baturat Yod He Wahe or Yahweh. Next verse. Ashrei Nitzrei Edotiv Bakal Laib Yid Rashuhu. Next verse. Aflo Pa'alu Avla Bid Rakiv Halaku. Next verse. Atha Zawita Piku Deka Lishmor Meo. Next verse. Akalai Yi Konu Darakai Lish More Ku Kekat. Next verse. Aslo Ebush Baha BT El Kal Mitot Dekat. Next verse. Od Ka Ba Yeshua Lebab Balamdi Balamdi, my bad, Balamdi Mish Pate Zid Keka. Next verse. Et Ku Keka Eshmor Al Ta'az Beni Ad Me'od. Hallelujah. So it basically says in English, praiseworthy are those whose way is perfect, who walk with the Torah of Yod He Wahe. Praiseworthy are those who guarded his testimonies. They seek him wholeheartedly. They have also done no iniquity, for they have walked in his ways. You have issued your precepts. You have issued your precepts to be kept diligently. My prayers made my ways be firmly guided to keep your statutes. Then I will not be ashamed when I gaze at all your commandments. I will give thanks to you with upright heart when I study your righteous ordinances. I will keep your statutes. Oh, do not forsake me utterly. So with that being said, all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High, and honor and glory of his only begotten beloved Son. Understand that the commandments ought to be kept and guarded. But notice what he said. Heart. Upright in heart. When I study your righteous ordinances or your righteous judgment, same word, judgment and ordinances. You see that? So he say, I give thanks upright in heart when I study your righteous ordinances. Right? So if you ain't studying his righteous ordinances, if you're not meditating on the commands, laws, statutes, and commandments, precepts, you feel me, of the Most High, then what's on your mind? Darkness. You understand? Next video we'll run through the bet. But notice the first word and the first letter of every word at the beginning of every verse starts with in the left, and the left, and the left. Now, if you're going to get on the level, start translating these words right here in the proper order and see what message you get. And I'm talking about the words at the first word of the verse. Since they all start with the left, maybe you might get some type of message about of it. You understand? This Bible is beyond deep. And either, guess what? Either you swimming with the kiddies or you swimming with the sharks. Strap up a backup, long live the king, Yahoo.